gonna show us bananas, I think.
Son of Michael, take one. Banana. Yay!
Live. I'm Sun.
I'm
This
Michael.
is Michael. It was basically a setup, or what Michael likes to call it, an ambush.
My mom didn't really give either one of us a heads up. What I do remember is my mom had asked me before if it was okay if she tried to set me up. For my birthday in 2010, she'd asked me what I wanted, and I said, well, I'd love a home-cooked meal. And so I figured it was going to be me, Nancy, my oldest sister, and my mom at my mom's place eating dinner for my birthday. And so, of course, I showed up thinking it's just us three. And the next thing I know, I see Nancy with a huge grin on her face, and I didn't know what was going on. And I looked to my left, and lo and behold, Sun was sitting on my mom's couch, and I had no idea who she was, why she was there, or anything like that. And so we just had dinner, and apparently I found out later on that my mom never told Sun that she was trying to set us up. And so it was kind of a surprise for both of us. We had dinner, and then normally I speak to my mom every Sunday night, but that Sunday I didn't speak to my mom because she had ambushed us. And so then on Monday, she called me on my cell phone and asked me what I thought of Sun. And I said she's very beautiful, and I would like to go out with her, and if I could have her phone number. And at first my mom said, okay, and she was about to give me Sun's phone number, but then she pulled it back and said, I have a better idea. And apparently her better idea was for her to call Sun, ask Sun if it was okay for Sun to give me her phone number. And then before I could stop my mom, next thing I know, she hung up on me. And 30 minutes later, my mom calls back and says, okay, I talked to Sun. I call Sun, and I tell her who I am, and she immediately starts laughing at me. And, you know, I figured it can't get much more embarrassing after that. So the proposal we had planned a trip. We had planned a trip to San Francisco, and I knew I wanted to propose somewhere special. So we had never gone to Napa or San Francisco, well, San Francisco together. And so I convinced her that we needed to take a trip. And so I don't think she realized that that was the purpose of me trying to get us to get that trip. And so I said, you know, for everyone that knows Sun, she loves a good bargain, and it was a great price for the trip to San Francisco and Napa. So I used that angle to get her to buy the trip, or let us buy the trip. And so we bought the trip, and I remember my Uncle Jason came into town, and we were walking into dinner with my family, and she'd asked me, hey, you don't plan on proposing in San Francisco, do you? And I said, now, how could I do that? Because I don't even have a ring yet, even though I had the ring. And so we didn't talk about it anymore. And then I remember we went to dinner the Sunday before we were supposed to leave for San Francisco. And to make sure she wasn't on my trail, I had told her, oh yeah, you know, have you ever heard of this diamond called a trilliant cut? And she said, what's that? I said, oh, it's a triangle shaped diamond. And her face was priceless because I think she was mortified. And I told her, yeah, one of the guys, you know, one of the diamond guys let me look at one and he's holding on to it. And so when we get back from San Francisco, I want you to look at it and see if you like it. And so I think at that point, she didn't think I had a ring at all. And I think she was a little worried because on the car ride home, she kept asking me if I really was serious and had thought a trillion cut might be good. And really and truly, I was just flipping through my phone during dinner and looking for all these shapes of diamonds just to throw her off.
It's a good smoke screen.
Yeah.
So it was a great smoke screen. And so I had also set up everything in San Francisco, but they almost blew it because I had the ring, but I was worried about trying to get it through airport security without it going off. And so I put it in a plastic baggie, put it in my pocket, and I put the box separately in my carry-on. And so right before airport security, I had to switch it to my carry-on so it wouldn't go off. And I was, you know, hoping and praying that they didn't open up my bag and show it to her. And so we got through security, no problem at Dallas. And then I went to the bathroom and put the ring back in my pocket. And then when we landed in San Francisco, the plan was for me to put the ring into the package, or the little box. And so I had brought the box in the bathroom with me in the San Francisco airport, and I brought the ring, but I forgot to bring my jacket to cover up the bulge from the box. And so I was in the bathroom probably for 10 or 15 minutes.
Yes. Quite a long time.
I thought it was a nice bowel movement.
Yes,
I was
and
like,
so
what are you doing there?
I was really and truly, I wasn't even going to the bathroom. I put the ring in the box, and I was trying to find a way to put the box in my pocket, but it kept bulging out, and I tried putting it in between my belt, just whatever I could do. And there was an old guy in there, I remember, he was laughing at me, trying to figure out what I was doing. But then I finally gave up, and I had to put the box, you know, I couldn't keep it in the box because I didn't have a jacket. And so when I came out, Sun was looking at me, and she goes, is everything okay? I was like, oh yeah, I just really had to go to the bathroom. And so then we went to the airport, or we went to the hotel, and we had stayed at the Westin, and I had arranged everything with the concierge. So they had set up the room the night before. And so when we got there, it was under Sun's name. And so we checked in, and they said, oh yeah, you checked in last night. And I was standing behind Sun, just mortified, like looking at the guy going, shh, keep quiet. And you know, she was like, wait a second, you had us checked in, did you charge us? And I was just kind of just freaking out. And so eventually I think the guy realized that I was giving him the signal to be quiet. And so he tried to play it off by saying, oh no, that was a different Sun Kim. And I'm just kind of looking at him like, how many Sun Kims do you think there are? I mean, this guy was about to blow the whole thing. And so eventually we got in. The other thing that almost threw her off is we knew we were near the bottom, and the room that he gave us, they had upgraded us to a higher level suite. And so she was wondering about that, and I played it off as, oh yeah, you know, I used my award accounts to upgrade us. And so when we get there, it had Starwood Preferred Guest on the door, and I said, oh yeah, that's part of the upgrade. And so I remember we walked in, and as soon as she walked in, there were rose petals everywhere. And so I knew that she always walks into the room first. So she walked in, saw it, turned around, and I was on one knee, and I proposed.
And then I started crying.
Yes.
Well, so Michael's favorite food, he has a few. Number one is pizza. Maybe not in any order, but okay, so pizza, loves any kind of barbecue or steak, anything that you can grill, or any kind of meat you can grill. That's what he loves. He also likes Korean food. He loves kimchi. He'll put kimchi on a lot of things, like pizza, his other favorite food. So best of both worlds.
It's a great combination.
It is.
Unknown secret.
Let me get one more exposure to this.
Go first.
Okay, son's favorite food is any soup, basically. Soup and any kind of chip. I call her the chip monster because we will buy a brand new bag of chips and within a day or two they will be almost gone.
Well, you eat them too, so.
That's what she claims. I eat them too. But I call her the chip monster. She loves chips, but any kind of soup. She loves really hot soup, and even when I go eat it with her, she knows I'm a weenie and I have to wait for it to cool down because the temperature is too hot, and she's halfway through her soup before I even start. And that's really it. She loves any kind of soup, especially Korean soups. She always considers getting Korean soups when we go to a Korean restaurant.
He's pretty right. Well, I don't know if it'll be all smooth sailing, but hopefully there's not too many hitches. I do like to dance. I don't know if I'm really good or not. I told Michael I expect him to dance, whether it's good or not. They'll have a giggle fit and it'll be funny.
Awesome.
And you know, if there's something happens or whatever, I'm not going to be stressing about it.
And I ended up getting a pizza later that night, funny enough.
The kimchi on it?
No, just a regular pizza. And I had asked Son if she wanted some, but she was asleep, so didn't pay attention. And I remember the next morning she said, who ordered a pizza? And I said I did. And then she opened it up and almost all of it was gone, thanks to me.
Typical.
Yeah, apparently that's typical.
It's never going to be perfect, so.
So you're not worried Michael's going to fart during the ceremony?
Well, hopefully he doesn't do that in the church.
Could be
But he
alright.
might, but I guess it would be funny.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Maybe something expected from Michael's family and friends.
And plus, Andrew and Josh will be expecting.
Yes, you know.
We got
Helen said she would dance for two.
there you go.
So, but I have to give her 2 pieces of cake. So that's the condition.
Oh yeah, you can always win over Ellen with cakes.
Yes, I know.
Okay, guys, go for it.
1, 2, 3. Why is that working?